Changes are already underway this offseason in Philadelphia, with the Eagles announcing that Kevin Patullo will no longer be offensive coordinator. On Thursday, Eagles general manager Howie Roseman and head coach Nick Sirianni spoke to the media about what their vision is for the offense going forward. Sirianni said, "He looking to evolve as an offense with the next play caller they bring in. I am looking to bring in the guy that's going to best help us do that," Sirianni said. "I think there are many different ways to be successful on offense. Everybody has different styles, everybody has different players, and there's many different ways to be successful." The Eagles offense took notable steps backward in terms of effectiveness in the 2025 season, compared to their Super Bowl winning squad in 2024. Despite returning most of the offense's key elements, the biggest change was arguably Patullo replacing former OC Kellen Moore, who became the Saints head coach last offseason. Philadelphia dropped from 5th in 2024 in scoring to 19th this season, and from 8th in yards in 2024 to 24th in 2025. Sirianni, who has an offensive background and who has called plays in the past, has typically collaborated with his offensive coordinators on game plans and play calls. But he said he's not fixated on needing firm control of the offense. "Yeah, I think that's really way too early," Sirianni said. "Those decisions don't have to be made for a long time. As the head coach, you always have to be oversight of everything." Again, this year, obviously, I got involved more in the offense as the end of the season came because that's what I needed to do as the head football coach there. Nothing has been decided yet, but it appears the door remains open for Patullo potentially returning to the staff in a different role. "Yeah, we'll see how it plays out," Sirianni said. "I know Kevin's going to have other opportunities, and obviously we always want the best for Kevin and for his family. So, we'll see how that plays out." Also uncertain is the future of wide receiver A.J. Brown. The talented but star-crossed receiver has had some trying times in Philadelphia, including in his relationship with quarterback Jalen Hurts. Brown arguably had his worst season since arriving in Philadelphia and was guilty of 2 dropped passes in the Eagles' wildcard weekend loss to the 49ers Sunday, catching only 3 passes for 25 yards. Asked if Brown remained in the Eagles' plans going forward, Roseman was non-committal while praising the wideout. "Yeah, we talked about this at the trade deadline last time I talked," Roseman said. "It is hard to find great players in the NFL, and AJ is a great player. I think from my perspective, that's what we're going out and looking for. When we go out here in free agency and in the draft, it is trying to find great players who love football, and he's that guy." So, that would be my answer. 1 year removed from his Super Bowl MVP award, Hurts isn't likely going anywhere. Sirianni said that everyone, not just Patullo, shares the responsibility of the Eagles' offensive backslide this season, including Hurts, even while throwing his support behind his quarterback. "We all had a hand in our offense this year. Good, bad, you name it," Sirianni said. "But again, I love Jalen Hurts. I love everything that he brings to the table. Every time you step on the field, you feel very comfortable you can win any game that you're going to play when you have him as your quarterback. And he's showed that to this organization, to myself, to Howie, and to the city that he's a winner. He is able to do many different things at a very high level. But, again, whether it was winning the game or whether it was us not playing to our performance on offense, we all have our hands in that." Roseman also made sure to back up Hurts after a season where his play was starting to be questioned more roundly amid the offensive struggles. What Sirianni said, "We have won a lot of games with Jalen as our quarterback," Roseman said. "We've won a world championship with him and as an MVP in that game. I think he's done a tremendous job as our starting quarterback. Whoever the Eagles choose to be the offensive coordinator likely will know they'll be tasked with building an offense around Hurts' skills, even if other elements of the offense aren't guaranteed to return."